here. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you, and most importantly, the hosts who told me about this program by Miss Susan. She has said it all. I wouldn't go into details, okay? And then what I'll be speaking about today is all about women. Over the years, things have happened in our lives that sometimes we don't really know what is that. And then, although most women actually know some of these things, but some don't really know. It takes someone to tell you that something is wrong somewhere. Hello, ladies. Am I communicating? Yes. All right. Please, I want each and every one of you to give me your ears. Before I begin, I want to start by introducing myself. She has rightly said it, but let me go a little bit deeper. And for most of you also that doesn't know me, my name is Mrs. Laura Itobi. I live here in Vienna with my family. I'm a mother, a wife, and by passion, I'm an entrepreneur. Okay? And there are so many things also I do as a woman. I know most of you don't know this, though some know, but I wouldn't go too deep into that. Yeah? And then, as a woman, I've actually, gone through a lot of things in life. And then that has given me strength to be who I am today. Okay, cutting that short, I'll first of all again thank the host who has made this conference possible for me to be here. And I also want to thank my co-host who is also going to speak on different topics. And I also want to appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And then, although I was waiting and looking to see men, but unfortunately, it's all women. Because part of what I'm going to speak today also affects our men. All right? Because I stand for women, I speak about women, I motivate women, I encourage women, I empower women. So the essence of being here today is all about women anyways. But having said that, I just want to go straight to the point and speak about why I am here and why we are all here. Knowing the topic given to me is about women's physical, mental, and emotional well-being. For you to really stand as a woman, all of these stuff has to count for you. For you to really be who you are as a woman, all of this has to really speak for you. All right? So I want this discussion now to be like an interactive section whereby you have questions. You ask me, draw my attention if I am really fast into it. All right? Because there will be a time I will really be a little bit fast. But draw me back. Just, raise your hand to tell me that, please, ma'am, calm down. All right? Thanks for giving me that audience. So, going into the point, the topic of today that I'm going to speak about, that is all physical, mental, and emotional well-being. In the world today, we know that the statistics of women suffering from all of this topic are according to WHO. It says 1 in every 2 women, 3 women, suffers most of this thing. And 2 in every 5 seeks help, and the remaining lives with it. What am I trying to say? We women, we shout from so many things. There are things that happen in our lives, we want to keep it to ourselves, but indirectly, it's affecting us. So what I'm trying to say, like countries like United States, Colombia, Ukraine, Europe, and then African countries as well, they also suffer a very high percentage of this imbalance currently. So going by what I have, what I have here, I want to first of all start by letting us know what is physical health. How do you identify when your health is balanced? How do you know when you are really okay, within your system. We call it physical. We all know what is physical. I mean, something that happens within you that you feel as a woman. I mean, when you have headache, you have headache. When you have stomach pains, you know that you have stomach pain, or your leg, or maybe like a leg issue. You all know this is all physical. And then the caring of your body, and then that of how your inner system functions. These are things you have to really watch as a woman in your body. So in overall, it means that your physical health being, has to do with your nutrition. I mean, your activities, what you do, and also your mental well-being. All of this stuff keeps your body, at top conditions. All right. So, and then when you find out that your physical health being is not really okay, a lot of things could be an attribute to that. All right. Maybe lack of balance of diet, maybe you don't take proper night rest, maybe you don't take enough rest, and then maybe your healthy habits, your unhealthy habits, unhealthy habits, whereby the kind of things you eat and all those stuff, generate to a lot of problems as a woman that you're having. Things like maybe you're drinking alcohol, smoking, and other stuff. It causes a lot into your system. So all of these things, generate into your physical health being. And then that also leads me to your mental health. Because the topic we are talking about today is all about your physical, mental, and then emotional well-being. They are all interrelated. They are all connected. All right? So, and that of mental health actually involves your emotional, psychological, and your social well-being. When all of this stuff, when your mental health is in order, it means that your physical being is okay. Because some of the things that we suffer as women, sometimes we don't know it. It leads to a kind of serious health problems, that comes when we don't even know it. And some of us, like I said, we don't even seek medical attention, and it lives inside of us until when it gets bad. So that is how the mental health has really gone, all right? And then all of this stuff as well affects our thinking, our feeling, and the way we act, okay? And then our stress, how we handle our stress also, and the way we relate and make choices also, is all connected to our mental health. So therefore, mental health is very important at every stage of our life, from childhood to our adult life. So we should not really play with all of these stuff. So when, how you know also when your mental health is not stable, well, there are early stages actually that you as a woman will know that, or you will not know, but these are things you have to really know, that when you're passing through all of this stuff, when these things are happening in your system, in your body, you know something is wrong. And if you're not careful as a woman, it will enter into your physical health. And those physical health, like I mentioned, when you have body pains or headache or stomach ache, these are just little aspects I've just mentioned, which could also generate into so many other dreadful sicknesses. All right? And sometimes also our mental health could be maybe as a result of either abuse, family history, our moods, our thinking ability, attitude, and then sometimes our behavior. All of these stuff, tend to affect our mental health. So some of those early signs that I'm going to list out here are some of the early signs of mental health. If you find yourself into some of these things, you as a woman, you really have to try and check yourself. Because if you don't take care, it will generate into your physical health, which is not so good for you. And then number one that I want to mention here is your sleeping habit. Eating and sleeping. Either you're eating too much or you're sleeping too little. All right, this is one of the early signs of mental health. We might not know it, but it happens. Pulling away from people and and unusual activities. When you pull away from people, you don't really like to associate. You always want to be alone as a woman, and these are little signs. Having low or no energy. Low energy when you want to do something, or you don't really have the zeal to do a particular thing. Your energy is really coming low. Feeling numb or like nothing matters to you in life. Having unexplained aches and pains, that just come suddenly from nowhere, which maybe it's unknown to you. Feeling helpless or hopeless, inside your heart, you feel it as a woman that you don't have helper, you don't have anyone to, tell you this way, this one is that. You start feeling so bad, as in you don't have anyone around you, or all hope is lost. These are some of the early signs of mental health. Smoking, drinking, or using drugs more than unusual. Maybe you find yourself that you have a little headache, and maybe drinking water to solve. You now repeatedly start drinking Panadol, like maybe in a day you take up to 6 times. That maybe then the Panadol is still, the headache is still there, bothering you. But it's something that you can drink water to go away. Alright, feeling unusual, confused, comfortable, forgetful, or on edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared. So some of these stuff, yelling or fighting with family and friends. This is also important. Experiencing several mood swings that causes problem in relationships. And this has to come with relationship. It could be marriage, it could be your fellow girlfriend, boyfriend, or your partner. So all of these stuff, you started changing today, maybe every minute you change. When they ask you, say, I'm okay. So watch it. These are all part of the early signs. Having persistent thoughts and memories that can't get it out of your head. Maybe someone wronged you somehow as a woman. Then you capitalize on that little thing and fill it up with your heart, which is not okay. And it's something that you can really wake up and move on with your life. Hearing voices or believing things that are not true. Thinking of harming yourself or others. So this is also a sign of mental health imbalance. Inability to perform daily tasks like taking care of your kids or going to work or school. These are all early signs of mental imbalance. But if your health is balanced, you will experience things like realizing your full potential as a woman, trying to think out what you can do for yourself, focusing on things that will benefit you in future. Or maybe you're just like getting married and you don't know your left and right. And then, or you're already married, have kids, but you dwell on taking care of children and all of those stuff. And maybe because of your spouse or your partner, what you pass in your marriage, it makes you to start thinking otherwise. So, but when your mental health is balanced, all of these stuff will not be an issue. You want to focus and really, go ahead in trying to do what will benefit you in life. And then maybe your passion or what you love doing, you really want to develop yourself. Coping with stress of life. Stress of life has to do with maybe those that are married, that have children. There are things that come with that. You'll be able to cope, with all of those stuff because it happens. As a married woman, or we are single, even a single lady as well, there are stresses or there are things also that goes with that. You'll be able to cope with all of those stuff. And then working productively, you want to really, be that kind of woman that want to live exemplary life. You want to show that you're a very strong woman, an active woman, even in the church, everywhere you go. So you want to really work productively. Making meaningful contributions to family and communities. Negative thoughts will never set in. So that brings me into your emotional well-being, all right? So the emotional well-being is all about your individual experiences. I told you initially that 3 of them are actually connected. It's an overall positive steps. State of one's emotion, your life satisfaction, sense of meaning and purpose, and ability to pursue your self-defined goals, thoughts, social relationships, and pursuits. All right, so all of these thoughts, overruns your emotional well-being. Often influenced by a variety of demographic, economic, and situational factors. For instance, what is happening to us, these days, that has to do with COVID-19. A lot of people, is really down because of it. This has really affected their emotional well-being. From statistics, it has shown also that people, their emotional well-being has been lowered. The way it has put them in the sense that some of them fell sick, some of them keep thinking, how do they move? How will they live their life with this kind of situation? When they want to go out, they think about what will happen to them next. Who is going to transfer the COVID to them? So it hovers around them. It puts fears into them. All right. So this is what the example that I just want to give as regards to emotional well-being. It has reduced the emotional well-being of people by 74%. So we as women, there are consequences also that goes with all of this topic. With your mental, your physical and emotional well-being. Some of those consequences, they are really not good to our health. The negative attitude to life, negative attitude to things, when things come to you, all of your thoughts is negativity. You don't seem to really flow with, the future or what life gives or what life will bring to you. Or when someone maybe comes to you to tell you something, you actually, bring the thing down. It's not going to work. So this is a part of it. And then feeling of helplessness, like I said before, it also creates like kind of chronic stress. Stress is another topic that, if I begin to speak about it, will take us from morning till evening. So there's something that happened, I think last week or last 2 weeks, whereby one Nigerian actress came up to say that she's no more, I believe most of you heard about it, that she's no more staying with her marriage or staying with her husband, that the husband is abusing her, that she will speak about it much later. And much again, after like a week, she came up again to say that it's not really that she's into abusive marriage, but that it's stress or something, that she has a bipolar. Bipolar is a kind of very dangerous stressor that if one is not careful, it leads to depression and then anxiety. So these are all what imbalance of all of this stuff cause in our body. Upset body hormone balances, your hormones tend to change. That's where the mood swing comes up, the mood swing and all of those stuff. Depression, anxiety, like I said before, it also destroys the brain chemicals for happiness. When your mental health is not in order, your physical health, it disturbs, you can never be happy, to be honest. Maybe if you, like, for instance, you have headache, persistent headache. To be honest to you, there's no way you'll be happy. You feel joy in yourself. And then also this damages the immune system. When your immune system damages, it affects your physical health. So we should try as women to really avoid all of these stuff. And then how do we ensure, that brings to my point, how do we ensure that our physical, mental, and emotional being are in order as a woman? I know most of us here are married and most are also single. And our men, most of them are also here. Yeah, what I want to say is that our men also have to play a part in this aspect. For you to bring out the best in your woman or your spouse, you ensure that all of these stuff are being worked on. Drinking of water. What do I mean by when you drink water? You don't just go and drink a whole gallon or something. You drink in moderation. When you're tired, you take your water. You don't know what this thing could, do inside your body. Then you reduce your intake of sugary things. A lot of those are Fanta, Coke, and the rest of them. They are not really good for us. I want to also speak about the energy drink. A lot of us take energy drink. It's not really helping us. Instead, it's causing more harm to our system. And then I've spoken about water. Water is good because it helps hydrate the system. It's very crucial to our physical health. And then exercise regularly. If you're not the type that loves exercise, please, today, from henceforth, indulge in 1 or 2 exercises. It's not that you have to go and register in a gym to do exercise. You can be in your home, actually tune up a channel where you can actually follow up some exercises. Even in your home as well, you can also take a walk. Walking also is exercise. There are so many ways you can exercise your body, not just going to pay a fitness center to get that. And then eat more fruit and vegetables. This is also very good. A lot of people don't like fruit. Some don't eat vegetables. These are all important to our system. And lessen fast foods. Going to McDonald's and all of those stuff, it doesn't help us. And then try and get enough night sleep. These days, I noticed that the social media and technology is costing us a lot. A lot of people will be on social media till 12 midnight, 1, 2, 3. What are they doing? You're not just helping yourself. I'm also guilty of that, but I try as much as possible to help myself in that aspect. Get enough night sleep. By the time you wake up in the morning, you'll be really refreshed. You'll be energized. You want to go extra length to do so many things. All right. And then surround yourself with good friends. Good friends. I mean, people that are nice. There are a lot of them out there. If you notice, for instance, when you say, how do you know your good friends or good people? You just use one thing to test. Not that you're not going to show the person that you're testing, but there's a way you put it to that person. And then he fails you, or she fails you the first, fails you the second. What do? You just start doing withdrawing process, little by little. You don't really need to. You don't owe anyone anything. You can pull and say. You might not say it, but your attitude will tell the person that you're really not interested anymore. Okay? And then connect with others. Like we're in the church today. You have your members here, you have your family here. Connect with them. Join a group. Look for church, little church groups and belong to. These are people that are within you, your community. You can actually connect with if you don't have them outside. Don't go too far. Then getting physically active, maybe in things of the church. Pick up a department where you can belong. That can also, help you. It builds your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. You also develop coping skills. You have to develop that because you start on time to do that. Don't wait when something hits you. You start on time to develop your coping skills. And then I want to make references as well to the Bible. Mentioning because actually I took a different dimension from my speaking today. I didn't want to focus much on the Bible because some of the things that happen to us sometimes is something that happens on a daily basis. When it comes sometimes, we don't really even go through the Bible, but we all know what the Bible says in Proverbs 31 about women of virtuous women. And then women like Sarah, like I said, Ruth, Hannah, Esther, Elizabeth, they all passed through one thing or the other in life. But in all of those storms, they were able to conquer. So today, I just want to encourage each and every one of us to really help and live a life that at the end of the day, all of these problems will not come to us. And I want to also thank you all for paying attention. And I believe you must have learned one or two things from what I've just said today. In case if you have questions or anything that you want to ask me privately, don't fail to do so. And most importantly, I also want to announce to you today that by the virtue or by what God has actually done for me in my life, under European law, I've been certified as coach and a professional counselor. So I just want to announce that to each and every one of you. So in case you have issues that has to do with relationship, marriage, singles, don't fail to consult me. I want to thank each and every one of you. May God guide us and help us through all of this course in Jesus' name.
Amen. So let's put our hands together.